I just wanted our followers to get to know you as well as hear a little bit about your journey and about midlife. You know, all of us have struggles, and found either solutions or just in the pain of the struggle of it, and how we can help them. I'm sure that it would be such an inspiration to hear you, as well as you with your profession being a nurse, on what your experience has been, and what you found to help you get through menopause and through midlife.
Okay, well, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to see you. I miss you. I know we were together a couple weeks ago, but can never get too much Christy, that's for sure.
Oh, thank you. Same with you.
So, yeah, I am I'm going to be 56 next month, and I guess I wasn't until I was um in my 50s that I really started thinking about um the emotions that I was going through, some of the changes my body was going through, and correlating them to menopause. So, my mom was somebody who never really talked about those things. And I guess my circle of friends, we didn't either. I think we get as women really comfortable with things going wrong with us. And, we talk about them over coffee, and they just kind of become a part of our life, and we don't really always look for a solution, right? We just sometimes complain about it. um, but a couple of years ago, I met a woman on social media, and I was watching her, and she was talking about menopausal symptoms, and even like the simple things of having really itchy skin, and having just like, you can't apply enough lotion to get rid of this itchy skin because it's actually coming from deep within inside you, right? It's a hormonal thing. um, or even, I don't know about you, Christy, if you've ever experienced like brain fog, and how many of us are just like, oh, right? I'm just getting older. Oh, I know when working as a nurse, when we were younger, we all got pregnant at the same time, and we would call it pregnancy brain because we always were like, oh yeah, our baby's just like sucking our brain cells, and we would forget things. It was just this crazy chronic thing, and so we would laugh about it. And then it came back, our brains came back, and we were able to focus as we raised our kids. But again, amazingly, like, oh my gosh, why am I like forgetting things? Or just like, I felt like I had like adult onset ADHD, I don't know about you. Have you felt any of that brain fog,
Yeah,
memory
that's
loss?
my worst symptoms. Absolutely.
Yes. And I've been a person who has taken care of themselves fairly well for since I had kids. I was a runner. I did marathons. I did triathlons and things like that. So I was used to having an achy body, because if I would do a long run, I'd have an achy body. I just thought that's the way it was. Even getting into yoga, you go through a yoga class and you're sore. Um, and I realized that what was happening is my hormones were depleting. And so, like, after exercise, after a long run, after an intense hot yoga class, I was sore because my hormones were off balance. And so I wasn't recovering as fast. And one of the hormones is human growth hormone. And a lot of people are very uneducated around human growth hormone. A lot of people hear it and they relate it to very muscular athletes, and they think of like doping or something like that, like bike racers. And but it's not a steroid. It's a hormone that our body produces in our pituitary gland, and it is like the fountain of youth. So as we age and this depletes in our bodies, this is when we're sore after athletics. We're not recovering as quickly because, like, you send your little kids, 6, 10, 8, 12 years old out, to play soccer, run around all day. They don't like, oh, mom, I'm sore, unless sometimes they get their growing pains. But because they have an amazing amount of this hormone in their body, they sleep well, their hair grows really well, and they recover well. Yeah, they can be moody, but otherwise they're just like on the go 24/7.
Mhm.
And so this is something that I found and I started using, and it's really changed my life.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Love hearing not not only the journey, but actually being able to not be stuck in that and find a solution that really helps to bring those levels back. I know for
Mhm.
myself, sorry, my dog's in the background, never fails.
Oh, that's all right.
Um, is definitely to find something that was natural that could help you in every day, because you're trying to be the best mom, trying to be the best at home as well as for your husband, and trying to keep it all together. And so it makes a difference in your daily life when you can actually feel good again, because I know
Right.
a period of time for myself, I just didn't feel good, and I was just in a struggle for a long time.
Hmm. Hmm. And well, two things I'll share. So many people just automatically look for a quick fix. So they go to the doctor. A lot of times the doctor doesn't have an answer. And so what they're going to do is they're going to take their little white pad out and they're going to write a prescription. And we are trusting to the healthcare system, many people. And so they'll just take that prescription. I, on the other hand, with my nursing background, I've seen the detrimental side effects of all these pharmaceuticals. And I didn't want that for myself. And I don't want that for my family and friends either. Um, because it's just applying a band-aid. People are just covering up symptoms and they're not getting to the root cause,
Right.
right? So this is really like turning the spigot on to that fountain of youth, turning our glands on so that they can slowly release the hormones that we were born with. And so it's not something that's synthetic. I love that it's plant based. I love that it's, 190 amino acids derived from plants, because I believe in, hundreds of years ago, that's how mothers healed their children. That's how they healed wounds. That's how they took care of their ill, is with plant medicine. And so yes, I come from a nursing background, but I think my nursing background has just helped me with the learning the whole physiology of the body and understanding. And then I love that we have the choice to what we're going to do to allow ourselves to feel great again. And the other thing I just want to bring up is this emotional piece. Um, you know, when we are young moms, many women struggle with postpartum depression and all that, um, and then we kind of come around and we plug through, and because we have to, right, we have to be there for our 2, 3, 4 kids, soccer, volleyball, dance, meals, work, and then we come to this place where we are now, where we are empty nesters, and we take a step back and there's this long pause and we're like, wow, I like mentally feel like crap. I know that when I became an empty nester, that's when my internal sadness and things like that just came to the forefront. My anxiety came to the forefront because I wasn't in this fight or flight state, constantly taking care of my family. I had this chance to sit back and take some time. And again, hormonal imbalance. So truly
Right.
blessed that I feel, oh God, I feel fabulous. And my husband even said last night, he's like, Donna, I think you're like in the best shape of your life. And I'm like, I think so too, even with all my marathon training and things like that, because I don't have the injuries. I don't have the sore muscles. Um, I can play pickleball for hours a day. I can run circles around people, and I'm like, all right, I'll ride my bike home. What do you want to do next? So it's
That's
great.
amazing. That's amazing, because most women think that, it's not going to get any better. So
Right.
I love to hear that once you balanced your hormones, that you actually feel better than before. So that is a testimony in itself.
Absolutely. And it, I think sometimes there's two types of women. There's the type who are just like, well, this is just the cards that I was dealt, and this
Mhm.
is just the way it is. And then there's the other ones who are just like, heck no, come on. I got another 50 years left. What are we going to do? And so who's in your circle? Are you going to coffee and lunch with the chronic complainers, the people who always have something wrong, who never look to inspire others or never look to change, the dynamics of what's going on. And who's in your circle? And I love that you're in my circle because you are just such a beautiful, inspiring human. And I think it's important to, if people are in the wrong circle, that you can step away graciously and one way or another, and really look to attract others to where you want to go.
Exactly. And I'm glad you're in my circle. Wonderful friends like you to do life with and
Yes.
life abundantly and joyously, right? So.
Yeah.